This morning, I want to talk about donor embryo surrogacy. What does that mean? Okay, so donor embryo means that we are using donor egg and donor sperm in a surrogacy arrangement. Usually, at Me Surrogate Mother, yes, we practice gestational surrogacy, and what that means is that at no point the surrogate mother is not going to be genetically related to the baby she's carrying. Okay, so in a situation where we have intended parents who maybe they are single mom or single dad, and maybe the eggs are not viable again, or the sperm is not good again. Okay, so they are the real candidates for um, donor embryo. Okay, and basically, like I said, what that means is yes, we'll be getting donor egg and getting donor sperm, to fertilize, generate embryos that will be transferred into the surrogate mother. Okay, so what happened when baby is born through this means? Okay, through this means, if you have a baby born through this means, what that means is that yes, by the time your baby is born, under a normal circumstances, yes, there should be an adoption order. Okay, to do adoption order, then that means that yes, it needs to be handled by a lawyer, and just like when you want to adopt a baby from any homes or orphanage or any foundation, whichever way. Okay, so but in a Nigerian setting, of course, things might be a bit different. Um, you can always get your baby's national population certificates, even with a donor egg and donor sperm. Okay. If you live abroad, in some countries, this is not an issue at all. In a lot of countries that's considered or that do not consider genetic relationship with the baby as a yardstick or to parenthood, then this definitely is not an issue. In fact, a lot of countries, even with genetic relationship, will still insist on you getting adoption order. Okay, so for those kind of country, whether your baby is genetically related to you or not, then adoption order is a must. Such country, for instance, is France. Okay, so you will need adoption order. Okay, so I hope somebody has learned something today. Being single is not a crime. Okay, you can and of course, not being married is not also a crime. So if you've gotten to a certain age and maybe your eggs are not viable again and you're not married and you want to have your baby, I don't think you'll be committing any crime if you're using donor egg or donor sperm. Some intended parents or some parents will say, oh, let me just go and adopt a baby, but we all know the truth that yes, adoption waiting lists in Lagos is it's crazy. Okay, so this is very fast. This using donor egg or donor sperm, donor embryo, in a surrogacy arrangement is about the fastest way to have your baby if you're considering adoption, and maybe you've been on that list for quite a while. Okay, so you might consider this as well. Okay, so this is just what I want to tell someone this morning. I hope you've learned something. Take care and bye bye.